temperature climbing in Houston Metro. It's now after Easter, and the days are well into the 80s. I can go by with the windows down okay, but it's kind of like riding in a hurricane. I would much rather have dash air. So I tried it the other day. I'm just getting outside air blown through. I checked it out, and the compressor is short cycling. It's kicking on, kicking off, kicking on, kicking off, kicking on, kicking off. It's usually an indicator that we're a little low on refrigerant, maybe a lot low. So I know that when I had it in for service, I know for a fact, well, new compressor had proper amount of refrigerant oil in it. I don't know if they had put refrigerant in the thing. So I got to go put it on the, but it is cycling a little bit, so they might have put refrigerant in it, just not enough. So I wanted to put gauges on it and see what it's doing pressure-wise. That is going to be the low side service port. Let me show you something entertaining about this van. Okay, so high side port, that's radiator core support. There's the line. Follow that line around. See that blue cap? That blue cap is my low side service port. Let me back up a little bit. That's hiding under the windshield wiper cowl. In order to get to it, I have to reach around behind that. That's the main part of the wiring harness. I've got to reach behind that, and to get the line to it, I've got to feed it here. So the compressor's been doing that since yesterday. It wasn't even cycling on when I started yesterday, in all honesty. I put one can, which is about 14 ounces of refrigerant in it. It's cycling on and off now. When I look at the pressure is supposed to be between 30 and 40 psi, depending on the outside temperature. I'm getting about 28 psi. I still need to add a little refrigerant, so I need to grab some. Okay, see, we're running 30 psi, maybe a little bit over. Compressor clutch is engaged and running smooth. And I now have icicles blowing out of the vents. In order to do this work, we've got our manifold gauge set. I've ordered this one on Amazon. There's others available from Harbor Freight. This actually appears to be a higher quality unit at a lower cost than what Harbor Freight offers. But let me show you where I ran into a problem. Okay, so you see I have the reusable low side valve and hose thing. This is just a can of R134A. This has the self-sealing can tap. However, my manifold gauge set came with this. That is a piercing can tap, and it will destroy those self-sealing cans pretty quickly. Let me show you what I got to fix that. I did the job using this, but I hooked up the high side from my manifold gauge set to make everything work. But this is actually the gauge that I used. I did fill it up to where I was pulling about 42-ish psi at 84 degrees Fahrenheit. That'll keep me from freezing up those coils, and I'm going to have to go back in and check it in a bit. But let me show you what I had to add to my kit to make everything compatible with these newer cans. Okay, I couldn't get, you see this came with the piercing valve. but it also came with the one that works with just the Schrader valve. This is kind of like this works sort of the same way a Schrader valve on a tire works. You run the screw out, it runs this in, pushes the valve in, and you get gas out of it. So I had to add that to my kit. I don't necessarily know as I've got the storage space in my box for it, but I'm going to add this in there. It's got an aluminum knob, valve body, pretty simple. It was cheap, 11 bucks. Well, I'll be doggone. So it does fit. The other side doesn't. So the piercing can tap is in here, along with the Schrader valve tool and the other bits. So that's it. We're going to close this up and stick it back in the toolbox. Okay, so it's Tuesday. It's back up into the mid 80s. The pressure is still holding at about 43, 44 psi. It doesn't look like it's dropped any. That gauge is not super easy to read, so it's in the same position it was in before. I just don't know if that's 42, 43 psi. It's right in that range. The high side is at 228 psi, which is exactly where it was on Saturday or Friday, Saturday, when I did the original work and shot the original video. So I think we're good. I can't be 100% certain. We're going to keep an eye on it. What I can tell you is the dash vents are blowing ice cold. I mean, it's just freakishly cold. This should be good for the summer. My pressures are good that I should not be freezing up the evaporator or the expansion valve. So we'll see. We will see. Like I said, that's I don't want it to get down. I don't want it getting down to 30 psi, when I'm on the highway, because that's, faster the engine goes, the more the pressure drop's going to be. And at highway speed, it's likely I may, if the pressure's too low on the low side, it may just drop it and ice up that expansion valve, and the AC will quit working. So we're going to keep on it. I have the rating that I saw on this thing says 32.7, something like that, ounces of refrigerant. There's two 12-ounce cans in there. Well, there's one 14-ounce can in there, one 12-ounce can in there, and then part of a second 12-ounce can in there. So I'm fairly certain, almost positive, that this thing was not gassed up with refrigerant from the shop that worked on it. But I can't be 100% certain, but that's what it's looking like. Either that or we leaked all the refrigerant out over the winter. So we're going to keep an eye on it, and hopefully this is the problem solved. Now we move on to our next items. Thanks for watching my video. If you like what you saw, please be sure that you click like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and share my video with your friends and family. Please be sure you go back and check out the older videos in the archive. There's some great stuff in there that I'm sure you'll enjoy. And if you'd like to support my work, please be sure to visit us at wildersportoutdoors.com and buy some merch. There's some great stuff there, and it'll go a long ways to help us out. All right, that's it. That's the video for today. Stick with us, and you'll catch the next one. And like I always tell you, get out there, be productive, be safe, but most of all, be blessed. I'll talk to you later.
But here by the river, I feel like I'm alive. Nature's heartbeat makes you remember.